In this module, we're going to take a look at the conditional statements using if and switch that Java provides. Create a project. We'll call this one Conditions. And then the first thing we're going to do is to put a couple of variable declarations and a simple conditional statement in there. So here you'll see we have an int value a of 99 and another int of b with the value of 100. And we have this simple statement, if a less than b, and then immediately following it we have the curly braces. And the curly braces ensure that what follows appears to the compiler as a single statement. So everything inside the curly braces will happen only if a is less than b. Well, of course, a is less than b. So if we save and run this, we see that it says 99 is less than 100. So it's printing out the statement that was in here. If we momentarily change the value of a to 199, we should see, as we expect, that it no longer outputs anything. Of course, that's not terribly helpful, because now we don't know whether it actually just did nothing because there was a problem with what we wrote, or whether in fact it was correct that it did not print anything. So the other thing we can do with an if statement is add an else clause. So in this case, if we say else and then a is greater than b, now it should print one or the other no matter what. So if we run this one, remember, a is still at 199, so it prints the contents of the else clause, this one here. So that's if and else. You don't have to have an else, but it's available to you. And similarly, you can nest these if you want to, so you could say else if and things of that sort. Another form of condition that Java provides is the switch statement. Switch statements look like this. We have the word switch, and then a simple expression. In this case, we have the value a, and then a series of case statements. Each of the cases will be compared with the value in a at the time when this runs. So at the moment, of course, the value of a is 199. So the case for 98 will not match. The case for 99 will not match, nor will the case for 100. The result will be that because we have this default statement, when we run this, the code will jump straight down. As soon as it does the switch, it will recognize that a does not match any of the specifically expressed cases, so it will jump to the default and print out a as something else. So if we run that, a is something else. If we change a back to 99 and run that version, and we see that it says a is 98 or 99. Well, that raises an interesting question. Here we have two case statements just run together. You'll also notice that each of these cases has a break at the end of it, except for the case of 98. The behavior we're seeing here is actually inherited from the C programming language. And what it says is that when you have a switch statement and it jumps to a matching case, execution carries on from that case until or unless it reaches a break statement. So the execution for case of 98 is effectively that it jumps into this empty region here and then just carries on past the label, in effect, of case 99, and therefore prints out a is 98 or 99. Then when it hits the break, it jumps to the end of that case statement. Of course, what that sometimes means is if you intended, let's duplicate this in here, if you intended to print out one value, so here we'll say a is 98, and then here we'll say a is 99, and you omit the break, so notice there's no break after this one, let's set a to the value of 98, and then run this. Notice it jumps into here, it says a is 98, but then it falls through, that's the term that's usually used, because there's no break statement right after this, it then carries on as though nothing had happened, prints a as 99, and then hits the break statement, at which point it drops out. In fact, just to emphasize this, Notice that if we take that break out, now we see it prints 98, falls through to 99, falls through and prints 100 before finally hitting a break. So in most cases, it's important to ensure that you put that break statement in your case clause. So here we're back to A is 98 or 99, and the logic makes sense again. So this lesson introduced the if statement with its accompanying else and the switch.